Today, we are doing a comparison video of sorts. If you are moving to the Des Moines Metro, Central Iowa, if you're moving out of the Des Moines Metro or moving around within the Des Moines Metro, and you're considering whether you should buy a condo or a house, then this video is for you. We're going to look at the pros and cons of each so that you can make the best decision possible. Let's dive into it. Okay, there are four things to consider when you are considering whether or not you should buy a condo or a house. And there's actually a lot more than four things to consider when you are considering purchasing a home, but these four things relate specifically to the condo compared to home debate consideration, whatever you would like to call it. First one is going to be shared responsibilities and maintenance. Second is going to be the costs of ownership. Third, we're going to be looking at the amenity options that are available. And then fourth is going to be the resale value, long-term appreciation over time. All right, so when we consider shared responsibilities, maintenance items, this is probably the biggest difference between condo ownership and owning a single family home. When I own a condo, the way that ownership works is I own myself, everything within my walls, and then I share ownership in the common elements with the rest of the owners in my homeowners association. So there's apartment style condos, there's townhome style condos, there's also standalone style condos. I think all of those names are pretty self-explanatory. Regardless of which one, I'm going to own the walls, everything inside of them, and then I'm going to share ownership likely in things like the roof, the drives, the parking lots, the sidewalks, the lawns, the siding with the other owners in my association. There are some differences that you should always discuss with your real estate agent if you are considering a condo. Like in standalone condos, sometimes you will be responsible for the siding and the roof, but in the case of an apartment style or a townhome style, that is rarely going to be the case. There is not as much individual liability on me to have a large emergency fund set up for house-related maintenance items. So if I need a new roof that insurance isn't going to cover, as a condo owner, I really don't have to worry about that entirely. I'll touch on that more in a second. Or if I need to replace the siding or redo my driveway, that is not a cost that I have to pay upfront out of pocket. But the homeowners association does need to have an emergency reserve fund built up. This is another thing to really consider and look at with your real estate agent if you are buying a condo. Make sure that fund is there, because ultimately, it's not like the association is this third party that's covering the cost of all these things. I am part of that association. I am paying into that association. And if the association runs out of money, then it is on me, along with the other homeowners, to pay the association out of our pockets to get that money built back up so that they can do what they need to do. It's not a complete removal of liability for those things if you don't have a huge savings or emergency fund built up, and give you more peace of mind knowing that the largest ticket items you're probably going to have are your utilities, your furnace, your water heater, your air conditioner, and everything else is going to be mostly covered by the HOA. Disclaimer, again, highly case-by-case basis depending on the condo homeowners association you are buying into. Talk to your real estate agent, do your research. Now, for a single family home, the difference here is that you own the land that it's on entirely. You're the sole owner. So you are also solely responsible for maintenance of the land, the house, the foundation, the siding, the roof, everything there. So it is a lot more responsibility for you. You also have to handle snow removal, lawn care, painting the exterior of your house, some things that you don't have to worry about if you buy a condo. Before I jump into monthly cost considerations, I do have a video breaking all of that stuff about condo maintenance, reserve funds, risks of buying into a homeowners association. So check that out. I'll link it up above if you want to know more about that there. In terms of your cost considerations with a condo versus a house, you have your upfront costs and then you have your ongoing costs. As a general rule of thumb, condos are going to be more affordable on a price per square foot basis than single family homes. For a $250,000 condo, I'm going to be able to find a lot nicer finishes than I am in a $250,000 single family home. But there are different monthly cost considerations to keep in mind. So first and most obvious is the HOA dues. I'm paying probably anywhere from $200 to $300 if I'm within the Des Moines Metro to be a part of that HOA, to get snow removal, lawn care, and then the reserve fund built up for the big maintenance items. If I live in a single family home, if I own a single family home, I don't have that monthly HOA cost. Now I do have, however, a higher insurance premium just very, very rough estimate based on some numbers I've seen lately with clients. Condo owners are going to be paying about $100 less in their insurance premium per month than single-family home owners. Take that with a grain of salt. Talk to your insurance provider. That is just what I've seen. Very, very rough numbers. The reason being is because as a condo owner, you own your walls and everything inside of them, but you don't have to insure the roof. The HOA has an insurance policy for that. Single-family homeowners, their policy does need to cover the roof and other items to that degree, to that size, so their premiums are going to be higher. When it comes to property taxes, there's not really a difference between owning a condo versus owning a home. The difference is only going to come from if I own a $250,000 condo, my taxes are going to be cheaper than a $350,000 house of similar finishes and size. That's only because the value of that condo, as assessed by the county and as determined by the real estate market, is lower than the value of the house. Real estate taxes are determined by your property's value, not by whether it is a condo or a house. The third thing to consider in this decision are the amenities you're looking for. There are plenty of condos around here in the Des Moines area that have access to pools, clubhouses, tennis courts, pickleball courts, basketball courts, fun stuff like that you are not going to find immediate private access to as a single-family home owner. Now, as a homeowner, you do get the benefit of having a yard that you can fence in, let your dog and your kids run around in there. You don't get that in a condo. Just some more differences to consider. It is all personal preference. As a condo owner, yeah, you might get a pool, but you don't have a yard that you can let your dog out into that's fenced in, so that you don't have to get all bundled up, put on your boots every few hours in the winter when it's blizzarding out. Just personal experience that I've had to deal with lately. The last thing we're going to talk about on this list, topic 4, is the resale and investment value of a condo compared to a home. So I'm going to throw my screen up here. I'm going to start the screen recording quick. Okay. This is the average price per square foot of homes in the Des Moines metro over the last 10 years. And this graph shows the average price per square foot of condos in the Des Moines metro over the last 10 years. I'll switch back between them quick. They're almost indistinguishable from each other, besides the fact that the numbers are higher for homes, because homes, as we talked about, are higher on a cost per square foot basis than condos are. But in terms of long-term appreciation and price growth, when you are considering which one is a better investment, they're very, very, very similar. A big consideration you need to make with a condo is that the HOA is in good standing, and that you're buying into an HOA that's going to be a good investment and not cost you more money over the long run if they don't have a reserve fund built up, if they've been managed poorly. Again, I'll link that video up above if you want more information on that. But still, in terms of real estate price growth, very, very similar, not a huge difference. One other thing to consider is if you are thinking about buying a home and then when you move out of it, you want to keep it and rent it out, some condos are not going to allow homeowners to rent out their homes. So just consider that if that is part of your long-term financial plan that you have. I get calls on a very regular basis from people from all over reaching out to me, moving to the Des Moines area. So if there's anything I can do to help you, I'm going to throw my number up on the screen. Would genuinely love to hear from you. I've said this many times in many of my other videos, but I don't enjoy making these videos. What I do really enjoy is getting to meet new friends, clients that are moving from out of state, from out of country, sometimes even to Iowa, to the great city of Des Moines. So if there's anything I can do for you, I would love to help and be a resource for you. I have a lot of other videos similar to this one too. So if you like this one and want to check out more, you can go to my channel. I'm going to put a link to the right for another video that you might be interested in. And then if you can like and subscribe, that would be wonderful. I will see you guys on the next one.